Live. We are live on YouTube like I do every night, usually around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As I look at my laptop right now in my car, it's 8:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US. But what I have made a habit of going live every day, talking about a variety of sometimes life lessons, sometimes things that I'm actually going through, uh, sometimes just the mental hurt of life, sometimes the inspiration of life, sometimes the drama of life. But overall, whatever I share on, it's about trying to encourage myself to push forward because that's what life's about. Life is not about getting consumed into gossip. I don't watch too much gossip. I don't watch too much news. I don't hang out. I don't hang out. I don't listen to people who are full of drama. Too much drama, too much negativity, too much gossip, too much Hollywood news, uh, too much political junkie mindset. Too much of that is going to lead to a bad life. Too much of overeating can hurt you. I've struggled with that. It's tough even today. Like I had an extra, just now, I had an extra protein bar and an extra wheat bagel, and I probably had more servings than I needed. There's a proverb that says, "Be careful." It says, "Do you like honey? Be careful not to have too much honey, because too much honey will make you sick." Is it possible to have too much of a good thing? Well, I want a lot of good things. Is it possible to have too much of Florida? No, not in my opinion. Is it possible to have too much money? No, I think you always want a lot of money. But I do think you have to be careful not to have so many side hustles that you have no free time. I believe in side hustles. I believe in working hard. But I do preach live below your means as best you can if you can make a decent income. Because at some point, you don't want to just, you want to enjoy life, you know. You don't want to look at the stock ticker endless. And, there's also another proverb or another scripture that says people longing to be rich have pierced themselves with many sorrows. Sometimes when I've chased after too much money, I've pierced myself with many sorrows. But I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a lot, with wanting much. I think we're almost made, even from a spiritual aspect, to seek abundance. But I think there is a line, and that's the always debatable thing. The always debatable thing is, where's the line? Where's the balance? Life is about trying to find a level of balance that's always hard to find because everyone's an individual and everyone has their own balance. I live in a car. Some people say it's too extreme, but I found a level of balance for this season of my life. But when is it too much? I think a big metric to gauge that is you won't feel right. And I just had that extra bagel, that extra banana, and that extra protein bar is too much. I don't feel sharp. Too much, the pursuit of too much could make you sick, physically, literally. And it's just something to be mindful of, not something to be scared of. You don't want to be lazy and apathetic. You don't want to be lazy. And you don't want to not have ambition. Because I could tell you one thing, life will not be good to you if you are not aggressively seeking to better your situation. If you are not aggressively seeking to better your situation, life will not be good to you. Life can already be rough, but for the lazy man or the lazy woman, I say, whoa. Because if you think this life gets better by being lazy, uh, you're going to find out. Not really. And I want life to be good for everyone. I'm not one of these people that like to see people suffer. Even people I don't like, I want to distance myself from them, but I don't get any joy in seeing people not doing good. And a lot of times, a big part of problems are self-induced. And I struggle, we all have our struggles. What's the message tonight? The message is, if you like honey, be careful not to have too much because you may get sick. Apply that to the different areas in your life to try to find some balance. Do you? Because life is not an exact science, it's art. Okay? Art is based on the interpretation of the person looking at the painting. There's no one way to measure it completely for everyone. But meditate on some of these things. I mean, some of these scriptures, some of these general principles that I've learned, they guide me. They make me reevaluate things how I want to, not how a pastor determines, not how someone on TV determines, how I want to. It's my life. I'll do me, you do you. Okay? Too much of looking at comments is no good. I know what other people say, but what do you say? That's what you should say to yourself. Too much. I love technology. I think technology has improved life beyond measure, and it will continue to improve it. But you certainly have to disconnect a little bit to enjoy the sunset, to get, if you look at the phone screen or the computer screen too much, you'll get a headache. Because do you like honey? Don't have too much, you may get sick. I like free porn. I think masturbation and sexuality is great. I mean, I've met some people that they tell me they masturbate 7-9 times a day. I think that's a little bit too much. What should you do? Whatever you want. I'm sharing my thoughts. And that's what I'm sharing. And that's why I knocked it out. 7 minutes, I gave you the structured topic. You have to have a structure. If you ever have a YouTube channel, if you ever have anything in life, a business, anything, you have to structure it somewhat to give it direction, to give it focus. And then you have to let it free flow, organically grow. If it's meant to be, there's no guarantees. And then you have to tell people what do you want. After you give them something, I just gave you, for me, a valuable insight. Now, what do I want? I would like a thumbs up. I would like you to share the video. Anything on top of that is gravy. Leave a live comment if you want. Share your day. Share your life. And that's it. Now I roll down my windows. What's the temperature right now in Florida? Today it was around 78 degrees Fahrenheit, I would say. A little bit muggy. There was a rainstorm at night. Rain has stopped. Nice breeze here. You could still sleep in your car or vehicle with no air conditioning, and you'd be totally comfortable at night. I'm still just running my fan. It's not hot at night at all. And I'm in South Florida. North Florida would be even cooler. Sam, I'm thinking about moving to Florida. What should I do to stop mind effing it and just do it? Okay. You got to start by throwing stuff out. And if you think you threw a lot of stuff out yet, and you're still considering looking at a storage unit, you got too much. If you need a storage unit, you got too much. But Sam, I want a storage unit. Then do you. What does my circle say? Does my circle say do me? My circle says do you. Be you. And what I'm telling you right now is that's it. Let me go click this on my desktop. And then I'm taking a hydration break, and then we're going to go all live comments. Woohoo first. Woohoo, what's up, brother? Love and respect to the Mid-Atlantic. I think you're in Detroit, right? Michigan? Norma. Hey, Sam. Listening while driving. Hope your day was great. My day was overall positive. Thank you, Norma. Always good to hear from you. Love to you, Norma. Yeah, I would say overall it's a positive day. Can't complain. Middle of the week, but we're over the hump now. DTN, brother, what's up, man? Good to see you. I'm still checking out your videos, man. DTN picked up a new customer. What does DTN do? Well, his tag name on his YouTube says it. DTN Professional Window Cleaners. If you ever have a company, don't try to make it some exotic name. Make sure that people can figure out the name of your company in the title. If you have an electrical company, Enlightened Electric. If you have a window cleaning company, DTN Professional Window Cleaners. Let people know what you want. You want to clean windows for an income, for a side hustle. Now, you can't have too many side hustles because then you burn yourself out. But you can't be too lazy because then you're not going to have income. DTM working hard. What's up, brother? Sam, hope all's well. It has been a while since I watched live. Well, brother, I'll never forget you. You've always been positive. I know you're busy. You're doing side hustles. You're doing your dream. And I'm proud of you. Like I said, you present yourself well and you work hard. Breaks are going to happen for you because you put the work in and you're a positive person. Now, no one's perfect, me included. So I don't put anyone on a pedestal. I know behind the scenes, everyone has their bad moments. But brother, I appreciate you. You were the first one ever to super chat me. I remember that. Brother gave me a $2 super chat and said, Sam, and I was very embarrassed and scared to open up that feature. He said, Sam, let me open up the floodgates for you. Did I appreciate that? Yeah. Do I go and watch his videos? Yeah, I just watched his video about he picked up a window cleaning job at a pizzeria. And I believe he's working a full-time job. What is YouTube? It's a side gig. What is DoorDash? Side gig. Supplemental incomes. You have a main job. What's living below your means? Your income is greater than your expenses. What are your expenses? I think most people spend at least $1,000 a month in food. Even if you cut that in half, I think, let's just say people spend $500 a month in food. Food is your biggest expense. Food is your biggest expense. And if you don't think so, look at your receipts. How much did you spend today on coffee, on ordering out dinner, on lunch? I would like to know right now, calculate since you woke up this morning, you went to whether it's the Wawa or the corner store, how much did you spend to buy a drink of water? If you buy a bottle of water, how much did you spend for coffee? How much did you spend for buying lunch, dinner, everything? How much? Total it all up right now and put it in live feed. Good job. DTN, good to see you, brother. Thank you for everything. Tom Hanks back. Evening, Sam. Glad to tune in. Well, brother, I thought I lost you in Blanton. Was I surprised? No, because I know best friends become strangers, and you guys are still young. But I love you in Blanton. You guys have also made a positive impact on my life. I'll never forget you. And I appreciate still having you here. But that's why, too, as a YouTube creator and as a person in life, doesn't matter if you don't own the YouTube channel, you can't invest too heavily in anyone because people come in and out of your life, and it's not their fault. That's the way life should be. I come in and out of people's life. Like, sometimes people come in this chat, and they give me all positive. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, they leave a comment on one of my videos I don't like. I block them without any explanation. Why? Because best friends become strangers. So what am I saying? I am saying take an even keel assessment of people. A day before they crucified Jesus, they were praising him, Jose in the highest. So here's a guy that laid down his life because he didn't want people to be burdened with religion. He stood in front of a prostitute and kept her from being stoned to death. And people, they didn't want anything to do with him when he caused problems. When they said, oh, do you know anything about Jesus? Oh, we don't know him. And they let him be crucified. So if they let that happen to a guy that put his life on the line, what do you think they would do to a guy that wears no underwear, bangs out MILFs, and goes live on YouTube? They'll turn their back on you in a second. Now, does that mean you should be negative? No, but you should have an honest assessment of life that people come and go. And some of the things in the scripture you should learn that 1 minute people praise you, next minute they turn their back on you. Should you trust people? I think you should just love people, have boundaries, and realize that everyone is struggling. And if the pressure was put on anyone tough enough, everyone has their breaking point, some more than others. Tom Hanks, I love you. I love everyone in Boone. Hard-working young man working at Pepsi, side hustle, and building their career. Trying to get an education, get certifications, so they can figure out life for themselves. What would I tell anyone in college? Don't have kids until you're at least 30. Get in the workforce as soon as you can. Don't borrow money from your parents to buy a house. Don't borrow money from your parents to buy a house. You will never. It's going to be a very tough thing to overcome. I made that mistake. Buy a small condo if you want to buy a place. Rent a cheap place. Don't buy anything just because you want to be close to your parents. Because if you don't want to live in Boone, North Carolina, I don't think you should buy a house. A house is a huge commitment. It's like getting married. For most people, it's the biggest financial transaction they'll ever do. All you grandparents out there that are holding off your life because you think your grandkids want to spend time with you. As soon as your grandkids hit puberty, they don't want anything to do with you. Oh, Sam, that's so mean. I love my grandkids. Yeah, all right. Think about when you were a kid. Think about when your old ass was young. Once you hit puberty, did you want to go see grandma and grandpa? No. You wanted to go see Elvis twist his hips, and you wanted to give a blowjob behind the Happy Days storefront. Grandchildren, when they hit puberty, they don't want to see their grandparents. It's not because they're evil. It's because they're young and they're developing their own life. At some point, even as a grandparent, you got to get over it, okay? You got to get over it and you got to go forward, okay? Is that mean? No, it's honest. Because think about you. Think about you again. What were you doing when you were a teenager? Were you going to see grandma and grandpa happy about it? No. They had to drag you there. DTMT coming in hot. DTM, brother. Thank you for that super chat, brother. Do I appreciate that? Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm not rich, he says, but sometimes I feel super chat is well deserved. I don't agree with everything, but I agree with a lot of what you say. Learn a lot from you. You are a role model. Stay blessed, my friend. Well, DTN, I see that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your work ethic. I appreciate how you present yourself. I appreciate that you have picked yourself back up after what it sounds like a painful divorce. I appreciate anyone who doesn't give up on life. Because sometimes when I've been hit in life, I say, damn, I understand why people have given up. And it's only by the grace of God I haven't given up at certain times. And if things were a little bit worse, I can't even say I wouldn't give up. D10, thank you. I pray God's grace on you to have your side hustle and maybe even to make your side hustle a full-time business if you could, if that's your dream. Whatever your dream is, be conscious to live life, because too much reading, even too much research can wear out the mind. Sometimes conspiracy theories can wear out the mind. I've seen that. There's been a season on the internet that I've seen people get caught in this dark hole of conspiracy theories. And it develops a negative psychotic mind. Everything's paranoia. And that's why sometimes, like, shout out to my friend Alice, who's met on YouTube. She asked me, what do I think about legalized marijuana? So I smoked it, when it was illegal when I was young. It didn't really do anything beneficial for me. It just made me paranoid. Sometimes it made me laugh. Sometimes just hungry. Definitely got to have too much food after that. But again, I know there's also been other people who've commented and said, well, it was either medical marijuana or some type of prescription drug, so they feel like medical marijuana was better. So I can't speak to everyone. Everyone has their own unique situation. But thank you, brother. I appreciate that. DTN is seen, and thank you, man. Thank you. Back to the live comments. Gina, hey Sam, Gina. Good to see you. Gina is a new subscriber who I believe is going to start a journey of living in her car. Now, she says she has a cat and a dog, I believe. On tough financial times, there's nothing wrong with that. So when you're in tough financial times, what would I say to anyone going through tough financial times? Well, what did I say to myself? I said to myself, there's two parts of life financially. There's income and there's expenses. The financial aspect of life is broke up into two parts, your income and your expenses. You have to address both parts. What I've seen in some people that get caught in a bad financial cycle, which I've been in, it's only by the grace of God you get out, I understand that. What I have seen, though, in some people, that is they just focus on the expenses. And they figure, let me cut my expenses dirt cheap, live in the woods, and that solves my problem. But like I've always told people, I've also always worked. Even when things got bad, I did pizza delivery. Even as I do YouTube, it's a side thing from my real job, just like DTN's cleaning windows and doing a full-time job. And some people who give you negative feedback, they don't have any job and they're telling you, you should do this, you should do that. You can't just cut all your expenses, live in your car, and go to a cheap, free camping without addressing income. And that's why I've always worked, because I always understood that. But at one point, my expenses were way too high. Way too high. My biggest expense now that I have to watch is my food, because I'm looking at how much I spend on food and I could spend less. And I believe if you look at food, food's a thing that you can cut a little bit. But all right, so now you say, all right, I got to get my expenses in order. I got to get them down. What do I have to do for income? You got to make money. What is the poverty line right now in the United States of America? If you make $1,000 or less per month, you are technically considered in poverty. $1,000 a month is $12,000 a year. You have to address income. You may have to do a couple side hustles. You may have to deliver pizza, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all those things. They eventually equate to minimum wage or $10 an hour on average. You're not going to get rich. They're basically minimum wage or $10 an hour, like working at Walmart. YouTube, even if you get to the point, my first year I did it, you get paid nothing. Eventually, if you're lucky enough to grow and you put in the work, because it's work. It's work every day. I have a shift. I have a schedule to upload videos and to go live. A lot of people say, I love to do it, but they don't put in the work. You have to have both. But let's just say you have side hustles. They are going to be basically just like YouTube, just like DoorDash, just like Uber, $10 an hour with no benefits, and you have to still pay taxes. Average. There's people that are above average, but that's the average if you get there. That's not going to cut it $10 an hour. You got to get a little bit more. I think you got to get to the $15, $20 an hour for a single person. And it may take a couple side hustles, but a dog costs. I had a dog for 10 years. I love my dog. It showed me one of the best parts of life, which is love. And especially when I was young and I just had realized in my middle life that I didn't want a relationship. I got out of a relationship and I was a little bit hurt and I wanted to love. And a dog helped me give my love to someone and I got it back without having to deal with the drama. I really like that. And that's why I let myself go too. I just ate a lot of food and hung out with my dog. I loved it. I would never take back those years. But a dog costs a lot of money. Sam, you had a dog for 10 years. How much did it cost you on average? If I break down all the food, all the toys, all the things, the doctor bills, the vet bills, and everything I spent on my dog, I probably spent $300 to $400 per month on my dog on average. A dog is like having a kid. And then you got a cat too. Remember that as much as you want to love, remember that when you think about adopting another pet, you can adopt it for free. You can adopt it for free, but there is a monthly recurring bill. That's why a lot of times they give them away because you're going to have to pay every month for it. So if you're making $1,000 a month and then you get a pet, now you got to deduct $200 at least. Should you only think of money? Shouldn't you think of love? Yes. But what I've learned in life is if you're really strapped with money, there's not a lot of love in your heart. To a certain extent. Don't get me wrong. But I have to be honest with you, or else I'm not going to be honest. And it's not worth it. And when you put too much stress on yourself, then the mental burden of life is already too much sometimes. The mental burden of life can be too much sometimes, even if you got it good. That's why I think, look, I'm for abortion. A lot of people that hate life and have to sedate themselves every day, they're pro-lifers. Huh. Pro-life my ass. You hate your life. Your kids hate you. I'm pro-abortion. I'm sorry. Pro-choice, at least. Some people don't want to hear that, but I don't care. Because your kids hate you and you have a miserable life. So what I could tell you on your journey to find a level of peace and freedom so that you don't have to have unhealthy relationships with family members and people because you need their money and you need their support and you need to stay in a relationship because you don't have freedom without help, is what I would say is there's two parts of financial freedom: expenses and income. You have to cut your expenses. You have to know how much you spend on food every month. That's going to be your biggest thing that you can moderate. Then how much do you make? Do you make $1,000 a month take home? $2,000? What do you have left over after that? At some point, you have to address both. My heart aches for everyone who just cuts all their expenses and doesn't address their income because that's not the way to freedom. Cut your expenses, but got to have income. And I'm not against anyone. Look, if they're on disability, if they got some type of thing, I don't care. I'm all for, look, do whatever you got. But what is that? Because the average Social Security, the average disability is around $1,200 per month if you're lucky. So you're just about at the poverty line. What are we talking about? We're talking about, look, life can be too much. And it definitely ain't a good thing when your expenses are above your income. It's definitely not a good thing, though, too, when you're focused all on the money and not on a good life. There's a balance. Again, life is about balance. Buddha's whole message was try to find balance in life. And I wish you a lot of luck, Gene. I appreciate your viewership. Good to have you. Gilbert. Sam, man, what's up, man? What's up? Good to see you, Gilbert. Good evening. Tom Hanks. I'm out of town for the week, taking a course to try to get my adjuster's license. There you go, brother. Certifications are key to some of your income. To get income, you got to have some certifications. Internship company is paying for class. There you go. And my hotel. The hotel is king size, so nice. I want to live in a hotel. Well, brother, hey, there's definitely going to be free porn in that hotel. What, Sam, why don't you stay in a hotel when there's inclement weather? Do I want to sleep in the same bed that Tom Hanks masturbated in? No, that's all right. I'll sleep in my Jeep Renegade. What do you think happens in hotel rooms? Either sex or masturbation. You think Tom's going to spend a night in that hotel room and not masturbate? Please. Do I want to sleep in that same bed? No. Not because I don't love Tom, but because I'd rather sleep in my Jeep Renegade, where only I've masturbated. Now, does that offend some people? Yeah. Probably the people who hate their life and they're pro-life. It's crazy. How can you hate your life and be pro-life? It's crazy. I don't know. Love and respect. DTN, I still see you, brother. Thank you. Gene. Hey, everyone. Tom. Class is harder than I anticipated. That's all right. One step at a time. Need to power through this week. Muscle emoji. I like to travel through and I really want to live in a hotel. Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. Living in a hotel is better than owning a home. Well, I would caution you on that. Because the cheapest hotel room I've seen, unless you go by the hour, you got to be careful, some of them are trap spots, is going to be like a Red Roof Inn or something like that. That's $60 per night, brother. $50 per night? What's 50 times 30? Because there's about 30 days in a month. I think that's $1,500. For $1,500, you can own a home. So you don't want to live in a hotel room, brother. If you want to supplement your living by living as a nomad and then some nights in a hotel room like AJ, when AJ does good in stocks, he's renting out 5-star hotel rooms down in Miami Beach. When he loses big time in a stock, he's thanking God that all he's got in life is his Prius. I know what the game is. I like a hotel room because you're non-committal. You don't have recurring expenses, but you can spend way more money per month. $1,500 per month is too high for housing. For most people. I love you, brother. Good luck on your journey. Marilyn Cruz from the Bronx, thinking about coming to Florida. What should she do? I think she should come to Florida immediately. It's not going to be easy. Got to take it one step at a time. You're right about side hustles. I do flea market, and I am over my head with items. Yeah. The biggest problem with the retail game, and retail is buying and selling something, whether it's apparel, shoes, art, is inventory control. I know a guy, good guy, he works a main job. His side hustle is eBay. Okay. I work a main job. My side thing is YouTube or anything else I could do. But there's work. There's work in eBay. There's work in a flea market. If you think there's not work involved in a flea market or selling on eBay, you've never done it. You are a troll. You're someone who just watches and then you say what you would do and then you just comment. You don't do. There's doers and there's critics. There's creators and there's critics. If you're a creator, never let a critic get too much to you, because all a critic is someone who's scared to create. But back to the subject. When you're in a retail game, your biggest problem is inventory control. You have to have some inventory, but if you have too much, you're going to need storage units, basement space, and that stuff ain't moving. And the longer you hold items, they depreciate in value. So if you are going to have inventory, you want it to be something that's somewhat liquid, but inventory isn't liquid, and that it's not going to go out of style. or not depreciate too fastly. Like the guy I know on eBay, he sells women's pantyhose. He's been doing it for 10 to 15 years on eBay. He makes about $1,000 per month. Now, I think that's pre-expenses. So probably, let's say he makes $500 per month. You have to really look at, sometimes side hustles aren't worth it. Sometimes side hustles, you're putting too much time, too much energy when you can make more money at Walmart. But the balance to that is you got to do something that you enjoy a little bit in life. There's plenty of things in life you got to do you don't want to do, but you got to do a little things you enjoy. So like DTN, I see passion when he's cleaning those windows. He has a passion for customer service. There's a passion. You can see it. It's not fake. Some people who have no passion are just critics. They haven't figured out passion, and if you don't say exactly what you want them to, they want you to say, they will give you negativity back. So if you like flea market, if you like eBay, if you like YouTube, cleaning windows, door dashing, whatever you like, you have to treat it like a job, even if you like it. Meaning you have to have some structure. Every night I go live, I pick a structured topic, but I let it free flow. So some structure, let it free flow, but then you got to say, look, is this making me more money than losing? Have I done things that lost more money than made? Yes. I enjoyed to do them, so there's give and take, but think about that. Submarine Vet, what's up, brother? Yo, bro, whenever you get a chance, look at my page. I will, because I'm going to do audits on our government employees. All right, I'll take a look. What's it about? Auditing employees? Submarine Vet. And what's up, by the way, homie? Well, brother, hydration break to you. Good to see you, man. Norma? Yes, ma'am. Everything in moderation. Yep, not easy, and we're all different. Good to see you, Norma. Free to be me. What's up, brother? Too much of anything, not good. That's true. Balance, minimalism, and less attachment is key. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that, brother. Good to see you, man. Thank you for all the love out there. Free to be me. Norma? I said Sam, not ma'am. That's all right. That's all love. I know you got love for me. I got love for you. Laughing. Doing a voice text while driving. Well, drive safely. Don't worry, Norma. I know who you are, and I appreciate you. And I'm thankful for you. Now, I say that with sincerity and meaning, but I also don't get too attached to anyone because everything in life has a season. And like I say, I've had people that come on my channel for 3 months straight. They love me, they love me, they love me, and then they're gone. And that's right. That's the way life should be. I accept that. I have negative people that come in here, and as soon as they don't hear me say what they want me to say, they just thumbs down. So there's both in life. I let it all go. You're not going to be able to go forward if you take anything too serious. If you take the praise too serious or you take the negativity too serious. You, even yourself, got to have a little bit of laughter towards yourself. I mean, that's why sometimes I laugh at myself and at life because I don't take it too serious, but I don't take it too lightly. I don't take it too lightly. I think some people take life too lightly. They take their YouTube channel too lightly, their job too lightly, but they also, you could take it too serious. You got to balance. But balance is different for everyone. Gina, be right back. All right, you're going to miss a lot. We love you. Teresa, I was thinking about you, but I didn't want to put any pressure on you because I give people space. Dead on about being self-induced. I can relate. Me too. I can be sometimes my own worst problem. Russell, what's up, brother? Hit the thumbs up, people. I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who clicks the thumbs up button. Thank you. And thank you again, DTN. I appreciate that. Should you show appreciation? Yes. I've never met a blessed, unthankful person. Someone who was unthankful, I've never seen a blessing on their life. I've never seen a hard-working, good person that you want to be around that's unthankful. Every good and decent person I've ever met in my life, they have one common character trait: appreciation and being thankful. Every time. And that's why I make an effort to show appreciation and thankfulness. And I think you should too. Because I think it matters. Good job. BBT, good to see you. Gilbert, Sammy. People think money is no good. But it is just the lust of money that's no good. That's a tough balance. I can understand the balance, not easy. The lust of money will lead to coveting the money. I understand. Now, look, I love money. I'm not going to lie to you. I like to see my bank accounts go up. I can lie to you. But I don't do it at any cost, and I work for it. I don't have an inheritance. I don't have a sugar mama. I work a full-time job, and I do YouTube. And I do YouTube on a steady basis. A lot of people, that's why I'll never get a lot of people that give me negative feedback. I would like to see you put as much energy into it. You don't. Because it's work. I enjoy doing it. To me, that's why it's not work, and that's why I love it. But again, it's a balance. It's a balance of appreciating and working hard for money while not going too overboard. It's a balance, just like it is with a burger. I mean, a lot of people don't care about money. They're like, money don't really mean too much to me. I just want enough to survive. But they struggle with food intake. I just had too much to eat. Everyone struggles with something. Too much. Too much of a good thing. Now, again, can we have too much of Florida? No. I'm not going to say you got too much, but I'm just trying to say a general mindset. A general mindset. That's all. Good job. Swanola, what's up, brother? Love and respect to Vermont. The brother loves Vermont. What are your thoughts on Post Malone? I don't really know his thing. I've seen him a little bit mentioned. But I'm like a 90s guy. I'm still Nas when I listen to rap or Ghostface. I'm not really, or Drake even, but as I get older, my music gets more calm and more instrumental and more Sade, more laid back R&B, because I'm just getting older, man. I know Post Malone is a relatively new guy. I know you're younger. I'm 38 years old, going on 39. Am I into clubs and listening? No, I'm not. So for me, I'm just from a different generation than you. But I respect all generations. I respect the old people that were doing Happy Days. The old people that think their grandkids are in puberty still want to spend time with them, even though when they were in puberty listening to Elvis giving a blowjob behind a Happy Days poster, they didn't want to spend time with their grandparents. But let us not speak on that. That's all right. But I remember when Elvis was popping, twisting his hips, making people go crazy. Now Post Malone's popping or whoever. Do I know Post Malone? No, why? Because I'm a different generation. But do I love you, brother? Yeah, I love you. Why? Because you've been positive in my life. I love positive people. I show thankfulness. So let's see what you got to say. He makes sincere music about how life is and can be tough, but it's overall positive and nice person to my eyes. Well, brother, I'm happy you like him. I'm happy he speaks to your soul. I think music heals the soul. I think put no one on a pedestal because everyone will let you down, including me. But I think if you can get some good from someone, take that good and leave the bad. Good job. I'm tough. Too much of a good thing is true. I was on one of the highest rated beaches in the U.S. the other day. I realized if I stayed just an hour too long, it'd be burnt by the sun to the point of severe pain. I can understand that, brother. But I don't know if there's too much of that, but I understand. Hydration break. Gail, hey, Gail. I'm leaving this weekend back to the south. There you go. Picking up my stuff. I left in storage in Florida. Yay! Sunglass face emoji. Well, Gail, safe travels and Godspeed to you. We love you, Gail. Gilbert at BBT. Hey, BBT's in the house. Teresa. $47 for, now Teresa, you spent, today, no, I'm sorry, I thought you meant the whole month. Okay, that's fair. That's about what I would spend on average. Teresa, I love you and I appreciate that. I think that's a fair price. Good job, Teresa. Teresa said she spent $47 on food. I think that's a good price as far as accurate and honest. Thank you, Teresa. Good job. You're going to learn something too by remembering that, because now you're going to keep a track in your mind. How much do you spend? And if you spent, let's just round it up to $50. If you spent, which sometimes I think that's pretty close to what I do, and that's why I say I got to look at that. I could probably cut a little bit. If you spend $50 a day in food, that's $1,500 approximately per month. That's the same price if Tom Hanks would spend all month in the Holiday Inn masturbating in bed. Is that a lot of money? I mean, I spend it too, so I understand. Good job. Thank you, Teresa. Teresa, I love you. Submarine vet, $28.64. Good estimate. That's also a good one. I would like to try to get mine to stay below 30. That's my goal. But I don't know if I'll reach it, but thank you. Submarine Vet, I love you. Jacob, since I work in and out, better version of McDonald's, okay, the in and out spot, we get a free meal every shift. Well, brother, I love you. You look in great shape. I give you credit. I don't know how you can eat that stuff and be in good shape, man. Unless you got a screenshot saver. I don't know if that's the other thing about YouTube, and you never know, like, is that a real picture? Some people, they just take screenshots and then they take it and they put it just in. Norma only spent $4.08. Well, damn, Norma, I don't know if I can ever get down that low, but I give you a lot of credit. Good job, Norma. Now, but do you spend a monthly big bill on groceries and then you have to account for that in your daily average, right? So if every Sunday you go shopping at the grocery store and you spend $150 and that subsidizes your daily amount you spend, you have to calculate that. Good job. Tom, about $12 a day of food. Good job, Tom. Jones 1963. Hey, Sam. Very rarely spend money on ordering out. So today was zero. Well, damn. You ain't nothing. Thought of you today. I love you. Lady from our Florida office came up north to ours. Said she is never coming again. Yes, unless it's summer. I don't even know if I'll come if it's summer. Because what I learned is the Jersey Shore is packed in the summer. I don't want to go there. The Florida beaches are empty, pretty much. I got all the Florida beaches to myself in the summer. A couple MILFs who strangle around because they don't want to go back up north to see their in-laws. They're living off their settlement. They want someone to frolic with. Who shall that be? That shall be Inspirational Nomad. Why? Because, hey, that's a side hustle. No, I'm just playing. I don't do that. Well, what I can tell you is I'm never going back either. I love you. Jaren P. $22. Here we go. Good comment. $22, but my daughter is flying home from Florida today. Well, safe travels. Ironically. And I had to put some food in the house. Yeah, I know. See, but this is good. This is why it's a good mental exercise. Because I think food is the biggest expense outside of, like, housing or, major things like that. And I think on average, most people spend between $40 and $50 per day, especially if they calculate for how much they spend in their grocery bill per week and they divide it by 7. How much if you don't spend a lot of food buying out, you have to take your grocery bill. If you go to a grocery store once per week, you can buy a lot of bulk. If you're going to Costco, like my man Milano down in Miami, and you're buying like the big ass mayonnaise jar that can feed you for like 10 years. And like a lot of meat, if you got so much meat that you got a separate freezer in your basement just to store it, you got to account for that. So if you account for that, if you spend $100 or $200 per week at the supermarket, you got to divide that by 7. That's how much you're spending per day. You should think about that, because if you want to be financially free, you can't just cut your expenses, live in your car, and go in the woods. You have to account for food. What are you going to feed your dogs? What are you going to feed your cat? What are you going to feed yourself? Everything costs money, including living in your car. You'd be surprised. I've done it for 2 years. And what I'm here to tell you is, just like I've told you in every 1,000+ videos that I've made, everything costs money. And that you're going to need to find sources of income. Because you got income and you got expenses. You got to have more income than you do expenses. That's living below your means. Got some side hustles. Good job. Teresa, whoops, $13 of mine went towards pet food. Yeah, I can understand that. I had a dog. I used to spend way more than that. I used to spend like $13 a day in treats. So really it's $34. Well, that's fair. I think that's fair. I love you, Teresa. DTM, brother, I still see it and I still show appreciation. Why? Because I appreciate that. Continued success to you, brother. Thank you. And thank you, brother. I hope you still hear that. Thank you. Norma? Yeah, DTN, yes. Blanton's back. He still loves me. Boone is in the house. Well, brother, I hope you're still in here too, Boone. Blanton. And Blanton took some sense into Tom. Tom thinks he can spend $1,500 a month at the Hotel Holiday Inn watching free porn and think that's the best life for him. Now, should he do that? He should do it every once. I love Tom. But I love you too, Blanton. Keep pushing forward. Rob, Sammy. What's up, bro? What's up, man? Hope you had a good day. I made the best I could. How was your day? AJ, there he is, down in Miami. Let's see what he got to say. How was stocks today? I'm with you on overeating. Not easy. Overeating is a constant struggle for me. And I'm in great shape somehow. The grace of God. Now, sometimes skinny people give me negative feedback. They're real skinny, real in shape. They notice when I put on 5-10 pounds. But what I noticed in life is a lot of skinny people got high blood pressure. Okay. You can have high blood pressure and bad cholesterol and be skinny. You can be an asshole and be skinny. You ain't going to get no ass if you're skinny. When you're in the MILF game, you actually want to be a little bit overweight. Why? Because it takes the pressure off the MILFs. After a MILF is a mom, I would like to F. You think a mom doesn't have extra weight? You're not in the MILF game. And the last thing a MILF wants is some young prick in Planet Fitness every day and all he eats is protein shakes. Now, they may want him once in a while after an ex-husband drives them crazy just for a little bit of fun. But you're not going to have like long-term MILFing. You're going to be the little boy toy. Is there anything wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that. Because I recommend staying single no matter what. So what I'm here to tell you is, I just broke it down. Good job. Submarine vet. I'm pro-life. You murderer. Well, brother, we disagree on that. I'm pro-choice. I love you. 2000 Jill. Hey, Sam. I love my dog. But yes, after my dog goes, I can't do it again. Jill, I can understand that. I saw a boxer dog today. A boxer was the type of breed that I had. And for the first time today, when I looked at that boxer dog, for the first time, and probably about my dog died about 4 years ago, I said, man, maybe one day I would get another dog. Maybe. But the pain is too real because not just of the loss that you experience, but how much work it is to take care of a dog. A lot of work. Especially if you have a job. Who watches your dog all day? A lot of people aren't working and they have a dog and they want to tell you how to live your life. They're not working, they got a pet, and they're telling you, you shouldn't get any money. Oh, it's crazy. All right, I don't want to get upset. Let's continue to read. And then she goes, but yes, after my dog goes, I can't do it again. I understand that. Too heartbreaking. I understand. I cried like I wouldn't tell anyone my dog died until 6 months after I had to put my dog down. I felt guilty for months. I cried for months. I still could cry if I get too sad. And then she goes, it's my heart. It breaks my heart thinking about my life without her. I understand that. Dog emoji to you. I know. Stay positive. Make the most of each day. That's the answer to life. Come on. Sam, late checking. Well, brother, I appreciate you checking in. We're going to take a hydration break to you, brother. And we're going to say love and respect. I love you and I appreciate you. Anyone who doesn't love me, that's all right. I keep going forward because even if you love me, eventually you turn your back on me. So I live a detached life, so I don't care what you think. Good job. Jacob, what's up, brother? Just my opinion. Abortion, as I see, is a waste of potential military assets. Okay, now put me on a crossover. Well, brother, let me tell you something. Most people I know who disagree with abortion have poor mental health, have probably tried to commit suicide, or they've been in a divorce, they've hated life, but somehow, through all their misery, they want to bring another child into this world, even though they're going to curse them with poor genetics, a poor situation, and, just a selfish reason to have love. I don't think you shouldn't have kids because greenhouse gases. I think you shouldn't have kids because you hate life. If you hate life, I don't think you should bring another life into this world because that ain't going to make you happy. All right, love and respect. Tom, Boomstrong. Tom, you're so right. Had to break into bed. Yeah, I understand. If you know what I mean. Brother, do I know what you... Come on. Of course I know what I mean. Come on, man. I love you. Rob, Sammy, if you did not have the ability to work remotely, would your lifestyle be much more complicated or tougher to pull it off? That's definitely a great perk to have. Well, Rob, I don't know if you watched my channel from the beginning, but for 2 years... I lived in my car in New Jersey and worked at an office. So was my lifestyle different? I was still making the same sacrifices and putting in the same work and doing YouTube every day. My lifestyle didn't change. So it was only about 6 months or so ago that I got a remote job. So the only thing that changed was my location, which was my long-term objective. So I've done both in life. The majority of my career, over 22 years in the workforce and still working, I worked at a static job location. Only in the past 6 months have I changed that. So I lived in my car for 2 years in New Jersey working at one office. So I would do what I need to do to get where I want to get. That answers the question. Good job. Maz Marty, $150. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jacob. Well, Sammy, Mom's dragging me to church. Watch the replay later. Love and respect. Well, Jacob, I love you, brother. Enjoy the church. We love you. Summer Nomad. Hey, I'm currently traveling and living in my car in Australia. Love and respect to Australia. Nice and hot out there. I've been getting a lot of comments lately from Australia. And what I can tell you is I like Australia only because it's real hot. And I like it hot, but I love Florida. Let's see what you got to say. Love listening to you. When I'm walking on the beach, there you go. I love the simple life. Me and you on the same page. Thanks for the tips. You inspire me a lot. Well, I appreciate the positive comment, Summer Nomad. Love and respect to you and all our brothers and sisters in Australia. BBT. Leaving on the pro-abortion comment, not for me. Peace. That's all right. I might as well tell you who I am because I'm not going to fake who I am. Then 10 years later, we decide we don't like each other. So that's fine with me. Peace, Sammy, and all. Enjoy your lives because aborted children don't get the chance to enjoy theirs. Well, enjoy Trump because Trump was an adulterer that got divorced 3 times and paid off a prostitute, and I think you voted for him. So pro-life to you, brother. Good job. Gina, I was praying for 1,500 here in Indiana. Well, there you go. I'm not mad at that. You were paying $1,500 there in Indiana? I'm not mad at that. Go back. I believe we need money to live, but not to the point you deny yourself the real joys of life, which are free. I never knew the Joneses, so I never tried to keep up with them. Well, Gilbert, you got a right mindset. I love you, brother, and I appreciate you. Gilbert at BBT. Hey, see you later. BB. Thank you, Gilbert. Bezo. I have government assistance money each month, $400. Well, love and respect to you. See, that's the thing. I know a couple people on government assistance. It doesn't do it. And that's why I believe in universal basic income, no questions asked, because you can still work and get the universal basic income. And it will pump money right back into the economy. You think tax breaks for the rich while the poor suffer and you vote for that? You believe in the gospel, and that's why you're pro-life, and you want to help the poor, but you also want to rip people off any government assistance while you give corporations subsidies. Yeah, you care for the gospel. You help the poor. Please. Please. But what I would hear is I would believe in universal basic income because you can still work and get your subsidy. When you're on government assistance, it's a trap right now, and that's why I don't like the way it's set up. Because as soon as you start to work, they're going to take that government assistance away from you. So it's basically a trap to stay in poverty. But for some people, they're not mentally or physically able to work, and I understand that. But that's poverty, and to me, it's a shame. It's a shame. I think there should be $1,000 per month universal basic income. That's why I'm voting for Andrew Lang 2020. Love and respect. Mass Moore. I read it. Mass laughing. Good to laugh, brother. Rick Roll. Anyone know what government disability pay is maximum? That's a good question. I don't know. Come on. Started playing late. Can you do a recap of what I missed? Too much of anything will kill you or not be good for you. I don't want to say that. But what's too much of a good thing? It's relative to an individual interpretation because life is not an exact science. It's an art. But I reflect on the scripture. Do you like honey? Be careful not to have too much honey because you'll make yourself sick. Today I had too much wheat bagels and too many protein bars. I feel sick. Not too sick, but too sick. So just be mindful of that. Aubrey Rose. Sam, what do you believe our purpose in life is? Make the most of each day and that's it. Everything else other than that is mind fucking it. People who say, oh, have a greater purpose than yourself and help the poor. They're the same people who are voting based on their own anger towards their patriotic flag. They don't really care about the right thing. To live a happy, good life overall. Now, is that an exact science? No, life's not an exact science. I can't give you an exact way. Life is an art form. Art is subject to interpretation. So here I am. I'm sitting here with no underwear. Some people look at that. I'm sitting here, no underwear, living in my car with a Walmart t-shirt, screaming into a phone, talking about I'm pro-life, I'm pro-abortion. Some people say, I hate that. They hate, and they love God. They hate, though. That's all right. But that's their interpretation. So what I love, they hate. What they love, I hate. Life is interpretation. Sam, what's the meaning of life? Well, it's up to interpretation. Some people are born, they live the full life, and they've suffered through all their life. And they want to bring another child in this world to suffer. And if their child doesn't do exactly what they want to do, they'll disown their child. They'll write them out of their inheritance. And they're pro-life. So what's the meaning of life? That's subject to interpretation. Some people say life's great no matter what. Give me a break. And they're medicating themselves daily. Huh, what a disaster. But I don't know. Just make the most of it. Dominate Kid. What's up? Thank you, brother, for the super chat. Another night in my vehicle, binge watching your content with my headphones. Well, I hope I'm not screaming too loud. Laying low, sleeping in the vehicle. Well, Dominate Kid 100. Well, I appreciate that. I've been reading all the comments you've been leaving on the videos. Do I appreciate that? Yeah. Have we had good feedback? Yeah. Thank you, brother. I see that. Keep living your life. I know you said you lived in your car prior. So you have some lessons to pull from. You have some experience that matters. Stay positive, brother. And the number one tip I can give you as you get back into the nomadic life is keep it moving. Sam, what's the number one tip I would give to anyone going back into their vehicle or living in their vehicle for the first time? Here's my number one tip. Keep it moving. Even if you found a nice Walmart that no one bothers you, don't stay there more than 3 consecutive nights. And you shouldn't even stay there more than 1. So I'm giving you grace. If you find a nice area, be compliant. Keep it moving. If you find a nice Starbucks, don't stay there for all 8 hours. Go to one for 4, find another one within 30-mile radius and keep it moving. What's the number one lesson of the nomadic life? Keep it moving. Keep that radar off your back. Love and respect. Thank you. Norma with the super chat. Love and respect, Sam. Keep it honest and keep it moving. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. It takes guts. Well, Norma, I appreciate you. Norma, I appreciate you. What's the one thing that I have found that people who overall live a good life, life's not perfect, they're thankful. Norma, I'm thankful for your contribution. I'm thankful for your positive comments. Dynamite Kid, I'm thankful for your contribution. I'm thankful for all your comments. DTM Professional Windows, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for everyone who's leaving a live comment. I'm thankful for everyone. I have to live my life. I have to speak my truth. I do not hurt anyone. I go out of my way not to hurt people. I try to live a good, positive life. People disagree with my opinions. They got to do them. Thank you. Thank you, Norma. Thank you, Dynamite Kid. Thank you, DTN. Hydration break, then we go back to live comments. Cameron, started playing Amber Rose. Sam, what do you believe? I just read that. I go through day to day neutral, but struggle with motivation because I do understand that everything is temporary. Here's what I'll tell everyone when you're totally disillusioned with life. Good to see you, American Writer. I see you out there. Here's what I tell you to do when you're totally disillusioned with life and you hate everything. You're probably pro-life, but you hate life. Here's what I'll tell you to do. Even the people who pro-life. Oh, fucking disaster. Damn! I'm on fire again. I don't know how I got here, but I'll give it to you. I'll give you the word. Here's what you do when you totally hate life. Okay? No matter who you voted for. When you totally hate life, go outside, and go for a walk. And keep walking until you found some inspiration to keep pushing forward. If you have the physical capacity to walk, even if it's slow, even if it's with a cane, get your blood flowing. Because sitting for long periods of time is total havoc on your inspiration. That's what I would say. Love and respect. Back to the live comments. Vicky, Minnesota, Florida, hand wave emoji, 2 thumbs up and palm trees. Vicky, I love you. Vicky is a mother from Minnesota that has a disabled child. Vicky, maybe you could share. There was somebody who asked in here, what's the highest disability? And she wants to move from Minnesota to Florida. Vicky, how are you? Good to see you. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm praying for you and your family. I hope you do get here. I know you have a plan. I pray for God's grace along the way. And I appreciate you. Gina, Friday night will be my first time staying in my car, and it's cold here in Indiana. Well, I started my first month living in my car in February in New Jersey. So that was cold. But the good news is you only have a month more of winter. Once you get to the end of March, you should be okay. So best of luck to you. John, watching for a year. First time saying hello. Well, thank you, John. Quiet, shy, but love listening to you. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, John, for being bold enough to leave a comment. Thank you for all the times you've watched and you've just been in the background. Thank you, John. Jacob, Sammy, I'm back. Got the question about my profile picture. It's fake. I love you. Got it from a web search. I love you. I'll probably put my real face on there sooner or later. Well, Jacob, you're one of the people like Shao Hal. No matter what you look like in real life, your soul is beautiful, man. Got a beautiful soul, brother. Never let this world steal your soul, brother. I hope you're still in here. I know my live feed froze up. I hope you hear that, brother. I know my live feed froze up. I hope you hear that, brother. Love to you, man. No matter what you look like. Love to you. Ryan B. Love me some happy hardcore trance, old school trance. Well, I'm not mad at that, Ryan B. Good to see you. Mass, I got no job. I'm not mad at you. Gotta do you. Mass, I'm still a kid. I'm not mad at you. When did I start working? 17 or 16? My first job was in the mall at a CD store. Todd, my dog of 10 years passed last month. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Big Bear. Amen. Love and respect, Sam. Todd, same to you. Prayer emoji to you, heart emoji to your dog, and I understand the pain, man. It took me, I just probably within this last year, it took me about 3 years before I really stopped tearing me up daily. So love to you, brother. Ryan B, eating yogurt in my car, in a parking lot, watching Inspirational Nomad. Well, you're living a dream. I knew a guy that I worked with. He had a house. After work, I would ask him, where are you going now? You going home? He's going, no, hell no. He goes, I'm going to a parking lot, get something to eat, and I'm going to relax. If you ever had a house or have an apartment, most people, not all, a lot of people spend 80% of their day outside their house. Your house is just shelter for you to sleep in. So I started looking around and said, damn, I'm paying all this for a house I'm never even here. No, I spend between $200 to $250 per month on groceries and rarely eat out. Well, that's pretty good. If I do eat out, my food bill for a month may go to $300. Okay. I'm frugal as hell. Well, damn, Norman, that's good. I'm making it a goal. I want to do better in my food expenses. I can do better. So I appreciate you sharing that. I got to find balance there. I got to do a little bit better. Antonio, I'm late. Good to have you, brother. Antonio, sorry. That's all right. Do you? Antonio, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you? Jacob, I have an earbud in. I hope I'm not going too loud. Gonna listen to you while in church. I love you. I hope I don't say nothing about masturbation while there. I remember I was a youth leader. I love my pastors. I'm thankful for my pastors. There's respect. But I have to honestly share with you. So I remember I said, look, I want to tell the kids that I masturbate. Because they're young teenagers. They're out there giving blowjobs, if you believe it or not. I'm going to actually tell them I watch porn. Whoa, Sam, we don't want to do that. We should pray for you. I love them. This is what I'm sharing with you. So the same people who are pro-life, okay, they don't want to talk about masturbation. Those are the same people that get caught in adultery. Okay. Yeah. So what should I say? Listen to you, me, with your earbuds in, because your pastors don't want to hear what I got to say most of the time. Show enough. Wang 2020, brother. Let's do it. Wang, show enough. Oops. That's all right. I got you. Yang. Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang. Y-A-N-G. He's running for president 2020. He used to be an actual entrepreneur. A businessman. He didn't inherit money from his family. Okay. And I think he's got a shot, but we'll see. He's a little bit self-promoting. We'll see. Jacob. Amen on the politics. Lavin, I love you. Dynamite Kid. Thank you again, brother. Jones, 1963. All for universal basic income and universal love. Well, hey, tell the government to cut the check. That's what I say. Amen. Jazz. My apartment complex made a mistake on my rent and waited till the end of the month for me to come up with the remainder of the payment. What would you do? I'm about to be the brokest 5X owner, X5 owner. Okay, I'm serious. I know. I understand that. Well, I've been there. And that's where I realized that I have to cut my expenses. When I had a nice house and a nice car, but I was broke. So in the short term, what I would tell you to do is speak to the leasing department and make an arrangement. Whether you can do a back payment with a penalty or whatever the arrangement's going to be. But you have to speak to the person you owe money to and make out an arrangement. If not, it's only going to get worse. In the long term, you're going to have to cut your expenses and increase your income. And that's going to include trading in your X5 eventually or doing a lot of side hustles just to keep an X5. You should do whatever you want, but that's my opinion. Norma, thank you again, Norma. I appreciate that. Thank you, Norma. American writer. Hey, brother. From another mother. Good to see you. Text in the house. And I sorry I got booted off. I hope everyone came back in. I see this. What's up, Sam? I just wanted to say goodnight. Thank you, brother. Love to you in Baltimore. I had to study for a test. It's pretty hard to wake up every morning, but I got to get trekking. I ain't mad you. I definitely need a good walk. Good night, brother. Me too. I got to get back in the gym. It's been about 3 days since I've been in the gym. I got to get back. I love you, man. Chaz. Not broke, just homeless. It's a very new avenue for me. How long did it take everyone to adjust? Well, for me, I transitioned responsibly. But for me, my first question would be to you, if you want to talk about it, it's up to you, you don't have to, is what do you do for a living? Do you have income? Because if you have income, that's going to provide your shelter. So if you don't have any income and you just have expenses, even if you live in your car, you're not going to survive because you have to feed yourself. Even if you're going to live in your car, you got to feed yourself, you got to pay gas, you got to pay car insurance. So my first question would be, what do you do for work? If you're not working, are you looking for a job? And if you're like me, when I was on bad times, I worked at a pizzeria to supplement my income. So what are you doing to solve the two-part equation of finances? There's income and there's expenses. You can't just cut your rent. You have to look at your income. What are you doing to adjust both? That's what I said. Ryan B, I love walking. Like you said, it keeps the flowing. Yeah, I'm glad you heard that because I thought the thing got cut off. Gina, okay, thank you, Sam. I say this. I was watching your video on Save Yourself, Not the World, one of the best messages. I was watching your video on Save Yourself, Not the World, one of your best messages. Thank you, brother. And videos you had me laughing a lot. It's good to laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. I made a message. Don't try to save the world, save yourself. A lot of people who volunteer at church hate their life. If you hate your life, you're not happy with your life, and you have a lot of issues. There's nothing wrong with going to church. Church is a good place, but you got to take care of yourself. Because if you're volunteering for church, but you're suffering through life and you're not doing self-care and you want kids and you want to be pro-life, get your own house in order. There's a scripture that says if your own house is in order, you can't even serve in the church. So if your own house isn't in order, should you be having kids? Should you be pro-life? Think about that. Good job. You know what? I'll have to look for that one, Ice. Ryan B. There's something very relaxing about a parking lot. I totally agree. I think a parking lot is better than a jacuzzi. I totally agree. Ice Jesus. It is unnecessary to have headphones if you love a car. Well, I totally agree with that. How are you going to turn a free porn up? A lot of people don't want to hear about free porn. Oh my God, you're pro-choice and pro-porn? Yes, I am. All right, get over it. Crazy bastard. Ices. I will walk to you tomorrow and watch a few videos of yours to unwind before bed. You are a part of my routine. Thank you. To unwind. Good night and stay safe. A lot of great beach emojis. Ice thesis. Love, respect to you and Baltimore. It's by the grace of God we're saved. Love and respect. Free to be me. Treat yourself to a nice restaurant dinner sometime, Sam. Well, brother, I appreciate that. I appreciate all your support. And I thank you. Thankfulness is the key to happiness. As best you can, not easy. Hydration break. Norma, tomorrow is my first official night in the car. We're going to pray for you. Spent a bunch of nights in there already. It's not the same until you do, but that's okay. At least you tried and you prepared yourself. But now it's pimped out. There you go. I'm not that. It's pretty warm here for now. Okay. And I've done research and I'm ready. Very proud of you, Norma. Here is the key to making a transition. Research, preparation, and then you jump in the water and your body has to adjust to the temperature of the water. You have to do the research, you have to do the planning, and then you have to realize that when you jump in the water, there's still going to be an adjustment period. What is the adjustment period for living in your car? About 3 to 6 months. It takes about 3 to 6 months to fully acclimate your body to the ocean water that is of living in your car. And after 8 months, you'll know if it's for you or if it's not. After 8 months, you may be like American writer who's in here who used to live in his car in Texas, then he went back to apartment. But now, after going to apartment, he wants to go back to a car. You will know after 8 months if you want to do this long term. Now, look, if you get into the game and you don't want to do it long term and you go back to apartment, that's okay. Life is not meant to be one thing. You're not meant to live the same life 80 years in a row. The average life expectancy is 80 years old. Okay. So a lot of people who are giving blowjobs, listening to Elvis, twisting their hips, and now they're pro-life conservatives, they're getting ready to die. That's the baby boomer generation, okay? Now the new generation, listening to Post Malone giving blowjobs, who are very liberal now and they'll be conservative in 20 years. You know, it's all a cycle. It's all a cycle, guys. All right, don't get too crazy. Good job. Swan Auto. When you were talking about how Florida was magical, and there's MILFs, yeah, and no state income tax, yeah, I laughed a lot. Well, that's the truth. That's why he laughed. I'm so happy for you saying thank you. I want you to go to Vermont. You are happy with life, and that's amazing. I do the best I can. I'm not perfect, and it's not perfect. I try to make the most of my life. Thank you. Right, B? Some people go into a massage parlor, yeah, like Robert Kraft, for a happy ending, and others go to a parking lot for relaxing the evening, yeah, like Robert Kraft, who was a conservative businessman who was part of human trafficking with Chinese women, and he's probably pro-life. Here he is having sex with young women who are being trafficked from. It's a total disaster out there, guys, all right? So what I could tell you is what I always tell you. Masturbate, stay single, and don't let the government tell you what you can do with your body, okay? A lot of people out here are so conservative, they don't want the government to tell them to do anything, but they want the government to put laws in that tell you you can't have an abortion. The First Amendment right says you have the freedom to have no religion. If you want to be an atheist, that's a right given to you by the Constitution. If you want to kneel during the national anthem, that's the First Amendment constitutional right. Whether it's right or wrong, it's a right. No one has the right to make you stand for the anthem. No one has a right to force their religion on you. That's the difference between America and any other religious, fanatic, controlled society. Think about that. Good job. Jeremy, hey, I've been getting into your videos recently. Well, good to see you. And I think you make some great points about life. I'm building out my own camper. Good luck. And I'm in the Baltimore suburbs. All right, well, love and respect to you. Ice is there too. But it's hard to find parking, very hard. Most of the places up north, there's not a lot of campgrounds because it's not all year weather. What you're going to have to do is find a lot of industrial areas. That's your best bet. Norma, pro-choice and pro-porn kind of go together. Well, I say amen and amen. I'm not mad at that. Chaz, your advice is greatly appreciated, my man. Currently, I'm working about $20 an hour. There you go. Just got behind on bills after being laid off. I've been there. I understand that. You're making it easier for me to transition to a lifestyle. Chaz, keep going forward, brother. I've been there. You can go forward. You can do it. I'm very proud of you. Chaz, it's rough thinking about not having the conveniences of showers and toilets. Oh, you got them. Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness. You pay $21.37. You can go to any Planet Fitness in the entire country. I've traveled up and down the East Coast of America. I've never missed a hot shower. I'm going to go to Planet Fitness right now and put my big ass in a free, cleaned shower with hot water for an hour. And I'm not going to have to clean it when I leave. I'm going to have running water, bathrooms, a massage chair, and weight workouts. Is there any other place in your house, in your apartment, do you have massage chairs, a maid, and free hot water? No. In Planet Fitness, you do. The gym membership, specifically Planet Fitness, which is 24/7, offers you more amenities than any bathroom you've ever owned in your life. Is there an adjustment? Yes. What do I do to wash my clothes? You go to a laundromat, not a big deal. Is that the life for everyone? No. Is it an option to transition? It's an option. What should you do? Whatever you want. We're all different. But brother, you can figure it out. You're a smart guy. Antonio, look at what's happening with the Catholic Church. All these priests and hierarchy. Yep, sexually abusing people on the news. Yeah, and they turn their back for years on the people. They turn their backs for years on all the children that were getting molested. They bashed gays, they bashed abortion, and then meanwhile, they were over there giving blowjobs to young kids. The same conservatives that go to Chinese human trafficking massage parlors and try to tell women what they should do with their body. The same hypocrites that pay off porn stars like Stormy Daniels and then tell you they're pro-life. It's a disgrace. And everyone who supports them, disgrace. In my opinion, do what you want. All right, good job. Antonio, I love your topics. You enlighten me and make me happier. Well, I'm glad I could do that. Norma gay preacher rag. Well, Norma, I didn't mean that about I do not want to generalize on massage parlors. I don't want to be disrespectful because I know you got a lot of love for them. Love, respect. Yeah, get some thumbs down. That's all right. If you think I'm scared of a thumbs down, you haven't watched because I upload a video tomorrow and for the next 20 years. Okay? So please, you're not a creator, you're a critic. There's a difference in life. Okay? Big difference. And I love everyone who's positive, and if you don't, that's all right too. Jacob, the best live ever. Well, I give it the best I got. And if you don't like it, go to another channel or create your own. But you won't do that because you don't have the guts. Trump is your main man. He's going to speak bad to all the people. All right, that's right. That's right. He's doing some good things. Trump is doing some good things. I won't be too negative. All right, let's stay positive. Tony, a lot of palm trees. Praise the Lord. Let's end on a positive note. I thank everyone for their participation. I thank DTN. I thank Don and my kid. I thank Norma for the super chats. I thank everyone for the thumbs up. Do whatever you want. It's your life. As long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone, don't let anyone dictate to you what to do. Keep it moving.